Hey there, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I'm headed down to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland for another new comic book day. Got some pretty good books coming out this week, some great variant covers, some new #1s, pretty much a normal new comic book day. So I'm going to head down there. I'll take some footage from inside the shop, and once I get back home, I'll show off everything I pick up today for this new comic book day. So just give me a moment, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I just finished up at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland. Had a great time, as I always do at Third Eye. They've got so many books to go through, and I was able to pick up just about everything I was looking for today. Once I get back to the house, I'll bag and board everything I've got, and then we'll do a little show and tell. So stay tuned for another few moments.
Much later.
All right, guys, I made it back home. I bagged and boarded all the comics, so let's just get right into it. There were a lot of great books that came out this week, a lot of great variant covers, as well as some really good independent books that I wanted to pick up. But let's start with the very first one from Marvel, and I actually got this for free. This is the new NYX #1. It's got this great variant cover here of the new Wolverine X-23 by Artgerm. And I love this cover. It's not one of my favorite Artgerm female character covers, but it's still really good. I'd actually pre-ordered this from my pre-order service, M&M Comics, but being part of the Third Eye Comics Wednesday Warrior Elite Club allows you, if you present your coin and you're one of the first 5 people in a new comic book day, you can get one of their certified cool books, and this was one of those certified cool books that they gave me. So I got this one for free. I also picked up from Marvel Deadpool Wolverine World War III, number 3 right here. I think this is the last in the series. I don't know if it continues after this. This has been really kind of a fun series to read. You've got that beautiful and Adam Kubert artwork is just fantastic. I really had forgotten just how good he really is. It takes me back to a better style of comic book artists than what we're getting these days. But that is definitely a topic for another day. That's a rant for another day on that. Also from Marvel, I picked up the 3rd issue of Strange Academy Blood Hunt right here. And you got this cool Doctor Doom cover right here. And I've been enjoying this, even though Scotty Young has not been writing this. Obviously, he finished his run on this title. And this is still pretty good. These are really good characters. I look forward to seeing what they do with this in the future. Now from DC, I did pick up this Absolute Power Origins, and I've got a mixed feeling about what DC is doing with this Absolute Power thing. I think they've got this big initiative, and I don't think they've explained it well. I'm not really sure. I can't even tell, is this part of the real DCU, or is it an alternate universe, or is it replacing it? Is it a restart? Is it a relaunch? They got too many titles, too quick for me to even understand. But I kind of wanted to pick up this one. I didn't do anything other than wanting to get this because of the photo cover there. I think that was pretty cool. Definitely something that you could probably get signed at some point, I'm sure. But we'll take a read and we'll see if we continue with this Absolute Power. If it makes me want to pick up other titles, I don't know yet. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this, what DC is doing, by leaving me a comment in the comment section. All right, so let's put these down, and I've got some other DC books that are really good. Another great variant cover for the new issue of Harley Quinn. I can't even tell you what issue number this was because I don't care. This is a Ben Harvey variant cover, and I absolutely love this. If I actually run into Ben Harvey at another comic book con and he has a print of this, I may have to get that. I may have to get one for my daughter as well, who is a huge Harley Quinn fan. And then the last 2 DC books that I picked up were, I think, the last of the books from this artist. They've been doing, for the last month or so, they've been doing variant covers from Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. He's been doing these character study illustrated covers for the main DC characters: Superman, Batman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and this week both issues came out for the new issue of Green Arrow, and you can see it right there, and the latest issue of The Flash. And let me turn that so you can see that as well. Isn't that really spectacular? I don't know how you guys think about these covers, but man, I love them. And I'm planning right now is to get all of these, take them to the Baltimore Comic Con this fall when the con comes, and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez is going to be there, and to get him to sign all of these. So that's going to be a nice little project for, I guess, is it September or October? I don't know when it is this year. But I've been enjoying these covers. I don't think there's any more coming out. I think they've run the gamut of what they're going to be doing with these covers, but I'll have to double check. I think there is a group shot of all the characters, DC characters together, but I think that is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I'm not sure on that. I have seen that on eBay or someplace like that. All right, so let's put these down because that was it for DC and Marvel. So for the independents, there were a lot of great books, as well as some great variant covers as well. So let's just start with the first book. I picked up the latest issue of Feral. This is number 5. And to be quite honest, guys, I might end up dropping this. I think they're going to turn this into an ongoing series, and I don't know. It's losing its appeal to me. I really liked the 5-issue run when they did Stray Dogs, Trish Foistner, Tony Fleeks, and I did enjoy this at the beginning, but I was hoping that it was going to be a short story. Now it seems like it could be an ongoing title, and I don't know if I need to basically read a book that's sort of like Walking Dead, but now it's animals. I don't know if I really feel like continuing with this at this point. Although I do enjoy the book, I do enjoy. We got to meet Tony Fleeks over this last year. Both he and Trish Foistner were at Third Eye Comics. I've seen them at Baltimore Comic Con and at Heroes Con in the past. Trish Foistner actually lives here in the Baltimore area, so she's made multiple appearances at Third Eye Comics by herself, even without the last time Tony Fleeks was with her last time. So got a lot of Stray Dogs books signed that day. Anyway, I may end up dropping this after this point, but I've enjoyed it, but I was hoping it was going to be kind of over with. Now it's going to be an ongoing, continuing story. I don't know if I want to continue with it at this point. This right here I was excited about. It is the new Nemesis Rogues Gallery. Mark Millar is back writing this great character. And I read through this before I even got out of the parking lot. I thumbed through this, and I think I'm going to enjoy this book a lot. Mark Millar is probably one of the absolute best comic book writers still working out there today. Just great storyteller. Even when he was with Marvel and DC, I mean, those stories, everything he touched turned to gold. Great stories. My favorite, of course, was the Ultimates and his Wanted limited series that he did for Image. Two of my favorite things of all time, those two series right there. I did pick up this. It is Supermassive, and I think this is part of that Radiant Black universe. And I started out with Radiant Black, but as they were expanding into different colors, and at a point where I was buying so many different new titles, I kind of just lost interest in it and dropped it. I think this book, if I'm not mistaken, you can let me know though, is they're bringing a lot of those characters from that Radiant Black universe together into a big story, a super massive story, right? So I think that's what it is. This is a nice square bound book. I took my time when I was at Third Eye, really inspecting the spine to make sure it was a near perfect square bound right there. Now I did pick this up. It is the brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. It seems like every other week there's another new #1 at Turtles, and that goes without saying that IDW has lost a lot of their IP properties, and the only thing they really have got left really is the Turtles, and they are just churning it out. And the more they do that, of course, the less valuable, the less interesting it becomes. But Jason Aaron is writing this, so I went ahead, and I'm not the biggest Jason Aaron fan, but I went ahead and picked up the #1 because I am a fan of #1s. And so we did that. I did not get the Kevin Eastman variant cover or anything. Nothing else appealed to me. So, and I'm not a fan of the Turtles to begin with, be honest, quite honest with you. Never was my thing. Everybody was going gaga over that in the 80s when I was over there with Stan Sakai and Usagi Yojimbo. That was my jam. This just I never related to it, never did anything for me. Even though I have got to meet the original creators on this different cons and got signatures from both, it's just not my thing. I respect it, but it's just not my favorite thing. So I did pick up the latest issue of The Creature from the Black Lagoon, issue #4. I think this is the last one in that series. Boom Studios has been doing the Universal Monsters, basically the classic characters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon here, and always a fan of that. Was one of my favorite characters as a kid. In fact, I had an action figure of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. That was pretty cool. This right here, I did pick up the variant cover. I'm not into all the different covers. I don't even care if it's cover A, because I am actually reading this, but this has a great Jenny Frison cover, and I couldn't pass that up. I'm continuing with Rook Exodus from the Ghost Machine Studios. Here, let me move some of these out of the way. Jeff Johns writing this story. You've got Jason Fabok doing the artwork. And much like in my last New Comic Book Day video, when I was talking about the other Ghost Machine book, Geiger, you've got Gary Frank on that. And the artwork is fantastic. And I'm going to say the exact same thing. The artwork on this is fantastic. But boy, I wish both of those artists would head back over to Marvel and bring some life into some of those characters over there, because honestly, there's not much out there in today's comic books. And you can disagree with me if you'd like. I'd love for you to tell me I'm wrong, but tell me that Gary Frank and Jason Fabok aren't two of the absolute best comic book artists out there today. I would take those two and put them up against any other two artists out there. I would love to have that challenge. I think that would be kind of neat. But I would love to see them back at characters that I've grown up with and have a history with and adore, the Marvel characters, even going back to DC. But I'd love to see them both back at Marvel. Not that I don't like this book, but it's just, I don't have a history. No, none of us do. This is only the 4th issue of this new universe with Rook right here. And it is a fascinating story, don't get me wrong. But I would kind of like to see it back in the Marvel universe, to be honest with you. All right, continuing with books I'm picking up number ones of. It's The Addiction. And just read a brief synopsis of this before I walked in the store, but they had this beautiful Artgerm cover, and sometimes that's enough for me, a number one, and you've got an Artgerm cover. So I think we're up to 2 Artgerm covers for the week. So yeah, some great covers, definitely some great Artgerm artwork. It's not my favorite female. I mean, who is this? I mean, somebody new. Sometimes the Artgerm covers I think we gravitate toward are the ones of the characters that we like the most. His Supergirl covers, his Batgirl covers, Wonder Woman, things like that. Characters that we know. And again, just like I was talking about Rook Exodus, characters that we have a history with. But picked up number 1 of that, so I'll give that a read and see how that does. And then another book that was not on my radar when I pre-ordered these things 3 months ago, but leading up to New Comic Book Day this particular week was Hello Darkness. And this is from Boom Studios as well. And this right here, I taken a flyer on it. I don't know much about it, so I can't even say that. But the fact is they had a Jenny Frison cover right here. And that's interesting. We are up to 2 Jenny Frison covers for the week and 2 Artgerm covers. It is turning into a battle of Jenny Frison versus Artgerm for the week. But this was a fantastic cover. It's a little bit different from your normal Jenny Frison cover. And so I went ahead and picked that up. And then when I did that, I said, well, let's just go ahead and get cover A as well. And that was this right here. So I picked that up. We'll give this a read as well and see if I like that. And let's see if I continue with that title. But like I said, it was a battle between Artgerm and Jenny Frison, and it comes down to the last book of the week that I picked up for this particular New Comic Book Day, and the winner is Jenny Frison for the win, guys. Another beautiful Something That's Killing the Children cover right here. And in fact, I think they actually have this as an exclusive, a bloodier version of this as an exclusive at the San Diego Comic-Con. You can tell when I'm filming this, when this comes out, it's going to be a little bit behind when the San Diego Comic-Con is happening. So it tells you how backed up I am on these shows and everything. But yeah, this is a great cover. Just some great covers for the week. Some great variants. It was a nice mix of some Marvel that I like, some DC that I like, and some independents that I'm trying out, and as well as ones that I continue to like, including Something's Killing the Children. But guys, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. You definitely would have to leave me a comment. Let me know what was your favorite cover of the week. Was I right? Was Jenny Frison killing it this week, or was Artgerm killing this week? You guys got to let me know in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed this content, definitely hit that like, slap the subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you'll know when I put out shows on Mondays and Fridays at 3 p.m., as well as pop-up shows that I'm trying to do on Wednesdays. If you're following the channel, you guys know over the last 2 months, I have been trying to get 3 shows a week in. And I'm dedicating Wednesdays to strictly New Comic Book shows like this one right here. This is a New Comic Book Day video. It just will not be on the day of that particular New Comic Book Day. These are going to be considered comic book hauls more than anything. But I'm going to keep New Comic Book Day videos to New Comic Book Days. At least we'll have that in common. The other days of the week, Mondays and Fridays, I'm going to dedicate to everything else in the hobby that I like, including CGC unboxings, comic book hauls, and tutorial videos. We'll put those in those videos, and we'll save, again, Wednesdays for New Comic Book Day. I hope to see you for the next show. Definitely have a great day, and remember, every comic has a story.